What's wise out there, my people? What is wise? You know what I'm talking about? This is wise thoughts, wise moves, wise clues for you guys to be wise too. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and I'm the wise guy who once was that fool. Ha ha. Yeah, we finna get off into a few little subjects today. The first one, we gonna get off into this one right here, man. This is back when my pops was alive, you know what I'm saying? Uh, the movie American Gangster, right? With Frank Lucas and all them in there, you know. Me and my pops sat back and watched that movie together one day. We sitting back just checking the movie out and everything, watching how old Frank Lucas doing his thing and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Me and my pop smoking on a good old J and everything, sitting back checking out this movie. You know, movie pretty good. You know, we got to say, yeah, that's a good movie. But like when the movie went off, you know, we had a little conversation too about the movie. So he was like, "Son, I like the movie though, but it's a lot of people around here that haven't got caught doing certain things that they do. You know, he was like, sure, only thing movies that we been watching that we was watching at this time, it was only movies that was based on guys who actually got caught up, actually who was snitching and all this and all that, you know. So my pops always told me that when we watched that movie, like, shoot, there's some guys out here who ain't never got caught up doing nothing that they done done. You know what I'm saying? So what he was meaning by that is some stories out here that some people don't even know about. You know, I shared that story for a reason to say this right here. After watching some of these podcast shows and all that, you know, even watch a lot of people talk, you know, on the podcast shows, you know. Only stories we heard is stories that guys who got caught up, guys who done snitched, guys who want people to feel sorry for them. We really don't hear too much. Uh, how can I say it? We don't hear too much things about how guys who actually finished the race, you know, not actually being successful in finishing the race. I'm talking about just actually finishing the race, you know, because at the end of the day, it's almost like Frank Lucas, John Gotti, Freeway Ricky, who else I can say? Meech, Big Meech, I can say him, you know, because after the end of the run, after the end of everybody's runs who actually got caught up, they all end up being broke anyway. You know what I'm saying? Only thing that's actually just saved them was the people that they helped when they was in control, while they was doing what they was doing. So them were the ones who actually came back and broke bread with them. You know what I'm saying? After they done made their mistakes and lost everything. You know what I'm saying? So the story that my pops was saying once again, you know, is stories out here that people ain't told about. Just like this stories that's on these podcasts that people are sharing. It's stories out here that actually will stop some people from getting in trouble if we get some of the guys out here to talk about it. It's almost like Willie D. You know what I'm saying? I got a homegirl named Tasman Figaro. You know what I'm saying? One day he spoke on her name one day on his podcast show, right? So I went on there and like, shoot, much love to Tosh, and she know what it is. Day one from Lord Highness. That's what I put on the comment. Shit, even Willie D came back and put a heart on it, you know what I'm saying? Then Tasman came back and commented on it. What's up with it, day one? You know where I'm coming from? But I noticed that after the day after that, you know, he had came on another show. I don't know if it was directed towards me or whatever. I just know he said this when he spoke on the show. He was like, on my show, I don't bring people who don't have a name to my shows. You know, they got to already be a name out there. You know what I'm saying? For example, he brings Scarface, you know, because Scarface already hot. He brung Zero, because Zero already hot. So it's almost like these podcast shows is bringing failed people, people who don't even have a positive message, even for the people. They bringing these type of guys to the shows who done failed, who done got screwed around, who used drugs, who done did all these different things that controlled and damaged their lives. You know, who actually want to hear about all that? Well, I guess everybody do because they getting views, huh? Let me get off of that and get on something else, though. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we finna get back on part 3 of this Mr. LB. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to give you guys the full story because it would have took too long, so I broke it up in sections. You know what I'm saying? So you had to watch the first one to get the second one. You got to watch the second one to understand this one. You understand what I'm saying? So this is the part 3 of Mr. LB when I was explaining to you guys about how I took the lawnmower equipment, right? Because he was cutting all my grass. You know, went cut the grass without me, you know. So I came back and took all this lawnmower equipment. If you go watch the episode before this, you know, you'll hear that story, you know. But here's part 3 of it, like I said. The end of the day, now, like I was telling y'all on that one story, I ended up cutting all the grass, right? I was back cutting everybody's yards. You know what I'm saying? And what happened is, this one day, I had left my all of my line mower equipment over one of my partner's house. You know, I ain't gonna say my partner's, actually my family member. Let me say it the correct way. I had left my lawnmower equipment at one of my family members' house, right? Not knowing the family member's house I left my lawnmower equipment at, him and Mr. LB was real close with each other. Well, I should already knew because we all family, so I shouldn't even say that anyway. We family. You know I'm coming from anyway. I had left equipment over there, you know. So one night, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say one night. One morning, I went over there. The next morning, I went over after I left it over there. The morning, I went over there to go pick up all my lawnmower equipment because I was having to go cut some yards, right? Realized the door was kicked in. Well, not the door wasn't kicked in. The window was, one of the windows was left open. And then once I went into the house, you know what I'm saying, all the lawnmower equipment was gone. All of my lawnmower equipment was gone. Even a couple of extra blowers that I had went and bought. You know where I'm coming from? So the outcome of it, it ended up to be Mr. LB, who came and took all my lawnmower equipment. He used my cousin and his brother to come do it. You know what I'm saying? Because the cousin he used, she was the one who had the house in her name for me. You know where I'm coming from? Because it was my house, I just put it in her name. You know where I'm coming from? But yeah, he come over there and used her. They got in, went on in the house, took all my lawnmower equipment. You know what I'm saying? And what was so different about this situation right here is this right here. I didn't go out and tell nobody nothing. I didn't go out and share stories like he went and did when I came back and took the lawnmower equipment, of his lawnmower equipment. He went and told everybody to make me look like I was just out taking the lawnmower equipment and being a hater, a sucker ass nigga and all this. With, you know, my situation, like I explained to y'all on the other episode, I'm not going to explain to y'all again. You have to go watch it and see, you know. But on this situation, was no hater. Like I said, there was certain situations that took place. He come back and took everything from me. You know what I'm saying? I didn't go tell nobody, like I said. I ain't gonna tell nobody, you know. I said, I took it like a man. You know where I'm coming from? That's what I did. I sucked it up. You know what I'm saying? Went got me some more lawnmower equipment on my own and started back cutting grass. That's what I did. I didn't go make him look like he was an old sucker butt type of person. Go telling my kids and family members and cousins and mothers and daddy who this guy was. I didn't do that. You know where I'm coming from? But then what was the craziest thing, what made me actually start sharing this story today is because it was certain situations that I keep on hearing his story. When it comes to me, I'm only hearing the story that he shared with people. You know what I'm saying? To make it look like I'm the bad person. So that's the reason why I'm choosing to share my story on my channel. You know where I'm coming from? So the whole world can hear it if they need to or want to. Say it that way. But like I said, he went and told people and everything, make me look bad. And like I said, what made me actually start sharing it with the people is because one day my son was actually going. He moved in with me in sixth grade. My son did, Mr. J. Trials. You know what I'm saying? He moved in the house with me in sixth grade. So I had him in the house with me until he graduated. When he got to high school, my brother got a partner named Mike Russell, right? So Mike Russell is a security guard. He was a security guard at the school that my son was going to, right? So I don't know what made him say anything to my son. But anyway, it came to my son and told my son, he said, your daddy wouldn't have nothing that he have going on if he wouldn't have robbed his family. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, what? I said, this grown man came and told my son a story like this without even knowing the truth about what really happened and how it even took place. I'm like, wow, these guys out here do anything to make me look bad, wouldn't it? And still today, we don't even see Mike Russell. And let me share this too. I'm get off the subject a little bit. My bro passed away, you know what I'm saying, probably like 9 years ago. D-Dog, rest in peace, you know where I'm coming from. Mike Russell didn't even show up to the funeral. Him or his brother. You know where I'm coming from? So my other brother, M-Dog, they got a best friend, him and Mike Russell, named Greg, right? Greg Braston. Which that's our brother, for real, our brother, you know? Mike Russell trying to hold against my bro M-Dog for not showing up at the funeral. Not even knowing why my bro M-Dog didn't show up, right? And the same thing he's trying to hold against my bro M-Dog for not showing up at Greg's funeral. Mike Russell, you didn't show up at my bro funeral neither. So now I kind of understand why you went back and told my son stuff like this. I think you got a little hating in your blood, man. And all this time I didn't even see it. But I see it now. You know where I'm coming from? So the true story of it all, man, goes back to this. He came and took from me too, which a lot of you people didn't even know. And now y'all do know. But the difference about when he come took it from me, I ain't no sucker ass nigga where I have to go damage nobody's character to make somebody look bad for what they done. I know what I done wrong. You know what I'm saying? In the first place, when I took his lawnmower equipment, I know it was wrong. You know where I'm coming from? So for him to turn around and come take my lawnmower equipment, it's only paybacks. So I'll be a bitch ass nigga if to go around and damage that man's character for something he did to pay me back. Only thing that got me twisted out here about this situation is when you fuck. I ain't gonna say that. I was just gonna say something bad. So let me take that back. It's when you try to be somebody, guys out here, don't know the truth about the whole story or the details of it, will try to dirty up my name. See, the whole details of the story of it, you will see who the dirty person was. Now go check out the episode so you'll find out who it was. Let me get off of that and get on something else. Yeah, I shared an episode a couple of days ago about actions speak louder than words, right? And I didn't break it all the way down into the details of it. So I'm going to break it down to y'all today. Actions speak louder than words, and it goes back to my baby mama, like I was saying. Same situation, but just me breaking it down so you can understand it. See, my baby mama, first baby mama, she won't say nothing bad about me, right? Her actions will. What I mean by her actions would say all the bad things about me is this right here. She would choose to be around a bunch of flunky ass niggas, a bunch of try to be gangster ass niggas, or whoever else they want to say they is, other than picking up the phone and call me and apologizing for the snake shit she have done and said. She'd rather go deal with some fuck ass niggas, and I shouldn't cuss, scratch and cut that out. But she'd rather deal with them. And like I explained to y'all, I got a stepdaughter and a daughter by her, right? Her actions when she's not choosing to come deal with me is showing my daughters that I wasn't a good man, or probably that I'm not a man. What her actions is showing my daughters is this right here. I must be a full of shit ass person for their mama to go around here and get treated like shit instead of calling their daddy or their stepdaddy. Let me say it one more time. How they looking at it is just actions speak louder than words, right? Her actions are showing my girls that I'm the full of shit ass nigga who didn't do things the correct way. By her actions dealing with all these other cowards. Well, I shouldn't be calling them names. Let me say and cut that out again. Dealing with these other guys. Let me say it that way. You know where I'm coming from? So when you're not able to walk around, pick up the phone, and come around me and let my kids see that you happy being around me, what you're doing is showing my kids that I'm not a good person. You making them program their brain to look at me as not being a good person off of your actions, not your words, right? So this is the reason why I'm choosing to talk about you today. Your actions is making me look bad, not your words, your actions. You'll choose to get done in all kind of bad ways other than pick up the phone and ask me how I'm doing. You will program your brain to make you feel that I did you wrong. Rewind all this back and remember where I found you at. Rewind all this back and see how many different niggas was inside your house. But let me get off of that too. We're going to get on something else. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, we're going to talk about this right here. Yeah, we're going to talk about this right here. The one world order. Yeah, we finna get on some politics right now. One world order, man. It's almost like they say fake news. And like I be saying, fake content. And this is just my opinion too when I'm finna get ready to share. I'm not saying I'm correct. So don't get mad at me for whoever listening and looking at this. Just my opinion. And it could make me look like an asshole. Guess what? I don't care. So let me say this. One world order, right? Fake news, fake content. Here recently, right? It popped up on the news that Donald Trump got shot at the dinner, right? One have to ask themselves this right here. Like I say, it's my opinion too. One have to ask themselves this right here. In an important place like that, surrounded by the people that's in there, from the top to the bottom, how can a brother like him get inside of a White House anyway with a gun? We have to ask ourselves that, right? So in this one world order, right, you got to make everybody look like they the enemy. This is the only way it's going to better to happen. Everybody have to look at their enemy to not this Trump, to America. in order to push this one world order. And the one world order is just my rules, is my rules and my rules only. That's what I mean by that for those who don't know what it means. My laws only. The way I want it to go is the only way it's gonna go. Well, not me, but the people who control the world, you know. So this fake content, it's fake news, you know. And just like I said, my opinion. I want to almost say this right here, shooting that took place here in this White House a couple of days ago. I want to actually say it was staged. But that's just my opinion. I want to say it was staged for these reasons right here. It's a lot of truth coming out about certain things, you know. You got the Epstein file. We got people talking about even if Epstein even alive or not. Did he fake his death? You know? And if that could have took place, it only Trump was the president when all this took place, if it did happen. It's just my opinion though, right? So we got all this stuff getting talked about on the news right now. So to cover all that up, he went down after Iran, right? Found out they way powerful than what he thought. So he can't go to war with them. He got to find a way to back up out of it, right? So that didn't work. Just my opinion again. I'm thinking that shooting was staged. That's the reason why nobody got shot but the police officer. And they said he's at home doing good. He probably had a bodyguard, what they call them, bullet protection things on, whatever they call them things, you know, bulletproof vests on. So that's the whole reason why he was able to take that shot, you know. So we got to watch out for this one world order, man. And this my opinion. I'm not saying I'm correct about this, right? You know, off in Russia, Putin been president how long he wanted to until he died. China, president could be president until they die. Cuba, they could be president till the president die. Only in America, well, you only get 4 years or sometimes 8 years. It's all about if the electoral votes put you in office again. The one world order, man. One world order. That's what I'm trying to say. It's finna get ready to change all that up to where we finna start having a president that can be in office how long he wants to. And nobody gonna never be able to vote him out. Because money is what people love, right? Money is what the people love. And we already saw that Donald Trump don't mind handing money out, you know, when he opened them PPP loans. Gave everybody money. Yeah, he gave everybody money to the point some of the people didn't even know what to do with the money. You know where I'm coming from? Yeah, that's crazy. But we don't get off of that, man. We're gonna talk about how I lost my bro D-Dog, man. I never brought this subject out, so I'm gonna bring it out today. You know where I'm coming from? Yeah, we just had this little old D-Dog day yesterday. I always have a big barbecue on the day we lost him. You know where I'm coming from? I lost him, 9 years ago. So every year I have a big barbecue for all the family members, you know, friends and partners, whoever want to show up, show up. You know what I'm saying? Me and mom, bro, sister, put it together. All the food, everybody just got to come. You know, food and everything is already there, you know. But this is how I lost my bro, man. I don't know if y'all ever noticed a guy named Mandrell Dean. You know, he used to play football, supposed to went to the NFL and all kind of stuff. Got kicked off the Red Hawks team and all that. I don't know if y'all heard about Mandrell Dean, you know. But I got a little cousin named Brandis, right? Brandis was in the street making that money. You know what I'm saying? He youngster. He younger than us. Mandrell my age, so let me say this right where y'all understand. Mandrell my age, we went to school together, right? And we got a little I got a little cousin, right? That Mandrell's mama, yeah, Mandrell's mama used to babysit. So this is how deep this is finna go. Mandrell's moms used to babysit my little cousin there, you know, because Mandrell's moms and him and all, they was close to the family, you know. But like I say, Mandrell wasn't really out there in the streets in my age. You know, he my age, but when I was out there, he wasn't out there like that. So he was in sports, you know, playing good, doing good in sports, and that was good. You know, anything positive to keep him from being in the streets. So you know, that's when I was liking that part of it right there. You know, I don't know what happened to the point to where he chose to, you know, hang in the streets. I don't know. I never talked to him. And rest in peace, R.I.P. to Mandrell Dean. You know, I never talked to him to ask him what made him transfer his life into that. You know, I never asked him. But anyway, like I say, my little cousin making money. You know where I'm coming from? A lot of people out there in North Highlands, you know what I'm saying, looking up to him. A lot of them people jealous of him because he the one that's making the money. Everybody else stepped out the way in the family. All the older people, you know, they just stepped out the way and let the youngsters do their thing. So like I say, Brandon's making that big money. And we ain't even knowing that Mandrell and my little cousin Brandon was even dealing with each other like that. Nobody knew that, you know. But what we heard the first time, Mandrell robbed Brandis the first time. That's something we didn't know about. You know what I'm saying? Second time, Mandrell's supposed to have robbed my cousin again. And my little cousin never came and told us nothing. He never came and talked to us about what was going on or how it was going on, you know. Because a lot of people don't know, man, that them three brothers, M Dog, D Dog, and G Dog, you have to say stuff behind their back. Because if you said it in their face, if you really know them three dogs right there, them three boys right there, you wasn't going to get away with it. If you really from North Highlands, I don't care who you is and what you is. Let me say this in the camera, you can understand what I'm saying. That boy M Dog, D Dog, and G Dog, yeah, you had to really respect them. I don't care who you was or what you was. I don't care how big your name was or whatever you say. Them three boys right there, yeah. But let me say that. You know what I'm saying? But so the third time he robbed him, but this time, the third time when he chose to rob him, you know where I'm coming from? My kinfolk was ready for him. You know what I'm saying? So he tried to send some girl in there and talk to my kinfolk. The girl was working with Mandrell, so kinfolk plotted all of it out and knew what was going on. So when Mandrell ran up in the house, my kinfolk shot him up a couple of times. You know what I'm saying? Killed him right in the front yard. I mean, right in the front room of the apartment. You know what I'm saying? And what was crazy to me is that I still don't understand what would make a guy who grew up with me, his moms, grew up with my family, sisters, grew up with my aunties and kinfolks and everything. I still don't understand what would make this man want to rob my family member. You understand? Well, our family member. I didn't understand that. You know where I'm coming from? Still to the day, I don't understand it because, you know, we never heard the ask that question to him, you know? But anyway, after that happened, you know, like I say, kinfolk shot Brandis up, you know what I'm saying? I mean, not Brandis shot Mandrell, killed him in the front room at the apartment that Mandrell broke into, tried to rob him. Kinfolk ended up getting him first. So after all that went down, these little guys from North Highlands call themselves going against my kinfolk Brandis for Mandrell, you know? So now, that's when my brother D-Dog gets a phone call after all this done happened. You know? We gets the phone call after all of it happened. So my bro just not getting out of the penitentiary for doing 7 years flat, straight. You know what I'm saying? Just not getting out. He's probably out for like 2 months. Probably no longer than that. You know what I'm saying? That goddamn old Brandis called my other kinfolk You know, my other kinfolk called my bro, cause they know my bro gonna go, no matter what and how, no, bro gonna go. And if he would have called the other me, little bro, and other big bro, and the other bros, nigga, we all finna to go, and they all know that. You know what I'm saying? If you're from North Highlands, you know that. But if you ain't from North Highlands, or you a nigga that born on the west side and then came out here and banged in North Highlands, you would know what I'm trying to share with you right now. You have to be a person in North Highlands, day one, born and raised in North Highlands to know what I'm talking about. So all the other guys that make y'all look at them like they OGs and riders and all that, man, everybody squeeze the trigger, man. I done seen 5-year-olds, 7-year-olds squeezing guns in the country all my life. You know what I'm saying? Shit, that's why I had to move from the country, because them boys play crazy. It's cowboy and Indians in the country for real, you know? Well, ain't why I had to move, but I'm just saying what I'm saying, you know? But some boys, they know about all that, so D-Dog didn't know, and we didn't know. My other bro, we didn't know until after all of it was said and done. So when my bro get the call, he get mad. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit, nigga, come get me. So they go out there and pick up my bro. My bro at home, chilling with his girl, watching TV and everything, you know, relaxing. You know what I'm saying? So they called him, you know what I'm saying? And let me answer this phone. I got you, because you keep going. What up with you, fam?
Boy, I've been calling your ass.
I'm
You got
doing
me
my
on here
YouTube
searching.
show. What's up? You
Oh, your
here?
YouTube show? Oh,
Yeah.
okay, yeah, I'm on my way. I'm
All
hitting
right.
the exit.
All right, bet. All right.
When I hit Edmond, I'm gonna need to call you.
Uh,
Shut your exit off on the exit and then come down to that what? 110?
yeah, just call when you get right there, and then call because I'm on the show.
Okay, call when I get to Edmond. All
Yeah.
right.
All right.
Exit off in Edmond. Okay.
Right. Bet. Yeah, but like I said, this is when we found out. Right there. After everything's said and done, bro get mad, ask Bobo and Brands to come get him. Still, me and my other bro still not knowing what's going on, right? Me and Big Bro still not knowing what's going on. Big Bro out doing whatever he was doing, and I was at home with my woman and my kids, my family, basically. You know what I'm saying? So D-Dog shot out there without calling nobody, man, because he was one. D-Dog was a fool. Yeah, he was a fool. So when he went out there, he called that nigga K-Bone and all them other niggas who was talking all that old bullshit to Brandon. Like, nigga, which one of y'all niggas want to do something? We at the park right now. None of them niggas showed up at the park. You know where I'm coming from? But it's a lot of talk behind people's back, man. But when it's time to come to the park, nobody showed up. And my bro was by himself. Them niggas already know who D-Dog is, though. So let me say it that way. But anyway, nobody showed up. You know where I'm coming from? And D-Dog say, fuck it, man. Take me back home to my girl. So on the way, taking my bro back to the house, Brandis get a phone call from the niggas that K-Bone sent on him. You know where I'm coming from? All over the Mandrell shit. You know where I'm coming from? Since Kinfolk gunned down Mandrell, I guess they trying to pay Kinfolk back for gunning down Mandrell instead of recognizing that Mandrell tried to rob him. So that's when I looked at a lot of them fuck ass niggas, them funky ass niggas, them bitch ass niggas, like some hoe ass niggas. Still to the day I do. You know where I'm coming from? And I'm earning it out for the whole world to hear it. But I ain't. They already know how I feel about them. So this ain't nothing that you can go ask them. They already know I don't give a fuck about them. They already know that. So he asked me to take to the house, man, and Brandon's supposed to take my bro to the house, get a phone call, man. Detour from dropping my bro off from the house, man. As soon as he detoured, taking my bro to the house, he ended up in a whole nother neighborhood. And then niggas came by and did a drive-by, man, and got my bro. That's how I lost my bro, man. Some hoe ass niggas call themselves from North Highlands, man. So the reason why I don't respect a lot of these guys from North Highlands till to the day. Then they want to talk about, I'm finna talk about something. Y'all talk about J-Dog, right? Dude to come from the country town, come in with some niggas that ain't even really banging North Highlands. They ain't even from North Highlands, but since they got a dope sack, got some money, everybody looks up to them. Nigga ain't from North Highlands, man. You know where I'm coming from? But they want to go. Let me get off of that. But yeah, we're gonna get off of that. But yeah, that's how I lost my bro, man. I lost my bro, man, dealing with some old suckers, man, out there on some crappy corn. Mandrell, Robin, McCann folk, you know where I'm coming from and all that. So yeah, that's how I lost my bro right there, man. Just like that. You know, like I said, through the sick situation, losing my bro, I always put, like I was saying earlier, I put barbecues together every year where all the family members used to come. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure this last little story and get on up out of here. So I used to put the barbecues together, right? You know, I'm coming from all my family from Muskogee used to come up, right? So I started dating one of my kin folks' wife's sister. You know what I'm saying? When I started dating her, she didn't know who I was. And I didn't explain to her who I was. I wanted her to love me for how she looked at me. And if she'd have fell in love with the person who she looked at, then I would have explained to her who I was. You know where I'm coming from? And who am I? Boy, I'm the last third. Well, let me say this right. I'm the last male seed from my family tree that North Highlands know about. And he's got these YNs talking about, man, I ain't heard about these old school guys, man. These old school guys didn't do nothing. That's the reason why we don't hear from them. I'm going to tell you this. You ain't going to never hear from you YNs ain't going to never hear about a person like me. This is the reason why I was able to not catch cases. You know where I'm coming from? This is the reason why I was able not to catch cases. You know what I'm saying? Because you YNs will never hear about me. You know where I'm coming from? But if your OG, who put you on, they know about me. So if you ever went to them and shared a story about the wise guy, or say who is the wise guy, the OGs that you look up to, they'll explain the story to you who the wise guy is. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, but I jumped off the subject, get back on the subject I was on. You know what I'm saying? But this is the reason why, like I said, I started dating this woman, my kinfolk's wife's sister. You know what I'm saying? Some stuff jumped off to where this is how it all came about right here. Like I said, I didn't want her to know who I was. So what she did, she looked at me as a bum because that's the way I presented myself. Which I still don't understand how, because when I was dating her, I had a 99 Lincoln Town car. I had a 2015 Chevy Avalanche. I had a 04 Audi. And I also had a 2015 drop top Camaro at this time. So I don't understand what would make her say what she said, but that's what she said, Started looking at me crazy. So this had it all started. One day I was sitting on the couch, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't help her pay no bills at her apartment because she stayed in a 1-bedroom apartment and it was small, so I know she wasn't paying too much or nothing. You know what I'm saying? I had a house still in Oklahoma City, a 3-bedroom house that people supposed to be helping me pay for certain things while I was gone, but they wasn't helping me all the way to the fullest. So I'm still paying stuff at the house where I was at while I'm still down there with her. So she had came to me like, shit, since the apartment's so little and I ain't getting charged that much, you ain't got to give me nothing. You know what I'm saying? Shit, just be here when I'm here. Like, shit, okay, that's cool. I can do that. You know where I'm coming from? So everything started going good one day. And then, one day after that, I was sitting on the couch, you know what I'm saying? And her son called. She ended up speaking in riddles, she got somebody laying around her who's not helping her do nothing, and all this and all that. So I'm overhearing the conversation. So I got mad, you know what I'm saying, and said, "Damn!" And just butted into the conversation. Like, what you talking about over there? Who you talking about? You got somebody here that ain't helping you do this after you sit here and told me don't help you with nothing. What you talking about to this guy? Why is you trying to make these people look at me like I ain't shit? Well, I should have caught on to it anyway, because every time we went around her family member, she would always want me to ride with her. She would never want me to drive none of my cars down there. So I should have caught on to some shit to that, but I didn't catch on to it at the time. But anyway, she told her son, that man ain't helping me pay no bills and everything. So I'm overheard that and asked her what she's talking about. Hey, what you talking about? Boom, 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 boom. Ain't nobody helping you pay no bills. Like I said, if you was asking me to help you do something, I would have did it. You told me don't give you nothing. So why is you going around telling these people around here and making them look at me like I ain't giving you nothing? You know where I'm coming from? So she took that and I got mad, nigga, started shit. You know what I'm saying? So she hung up the phone with her son and we started got into a little debate and everything. I said, you know what? I know how I can fix this right here. I know exactly how I can fix this, right? Shit, I grabbed my clothes, put my shit in my Camaro, and drove back to the city. You know where I'm coming from? Never looked back. You know where I'm coming from? The only person knew that I was still talking to my baby mama was my cousin and his wife. You know where I'm coming from? Well, somehow she got word to that. She found that out. Somebody told her. I'm not saying they told her, but somebody told her. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't know that she was told that. So after I drove back to the city, the nigga wanted, so you know how niggas is getting our feelings sometimes and feel that we was wrong. You know where I'm coming from? So shit, I went back down there, drove back down there, knocked on the door. Shit, she called the police on me, put a VP on me. Said I was doing this and doing that. And all I did was knock on the door, trying to let her know that I apologized for what I did and see if we can work it out. You know where I'm coming from? That never happened. So then what I've noticed now was this. Ken folks them in Muskogee, she had told them some stuff that I said. And what makes my kin folks them in Muskogee so who he is, he's supposed to be a pastor. That's what's so crazy about this situation. He's supposed to be a pastor. So while let me say this before I say that. This same kinfolk of mine was the one who was telling me I was blind for even dating her. You know where I'm coming from? Let me say that now. He said I was blind. My third eye was blind for dating her, which I didn't see it at the time, you know. But like she came back and telling him stuff that I said about him and his wife. I ain't even like kicked it with his wife or him before like that. So there's no way that I could say anything bad about him and his wife. What I did tell her was this: my kinfolk and his wife are the two that I look up to in my family. You know where I'm coming from? Because I will always see them happy with each other. I will always see him with his kids. Kids looked up to him. His wife was respecting him, very nice and all that. You know what I'm saying? Very cool, hearted person. You know what I'm saying? So I looked at her looked up to her like shit. If I find a woman, I want to find a woman that's kind of cool like her and my mom's. You know. But shit, I don't know what happened, man. Went back, story got flipped around and turned around and twisted all up and all kind of stuff. And like I say, what makes me so this issue with my kinfolk, who's the pastor, instead of him calling me, asking me, hey man, my sister-in-law telling me stuff that you said, and I want to see what's going on with you. My kinfolk older than me, and he a pastor. He didn't even call and ask me, man, what's going on? I'm hearing stuff. Is it all right with me? And he didn't say nothing. He could have called. He could have came to me. He could have asked me to come down there and talk to him. He didn't do nothing. He believed this woman. Everything his sister-in-law told him, he believed it. You know what I'm saying? So we got into an argument about some stuff, a little debate, argument, whatever. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Got name calling and all that. Because I got mad because I was like, damn, I look up to you and your wife. How can you believe what somebody say that I said without asking me? So I got mad at that situation. Not mad because of the shit he heard. I didn't give a fuck what he heard because I know I ain't say nothing. I only listened to the shit that she told me about her own sister and my brother-in-law. I may have asked a few questions, you know what I'm saying? But I never said nothing negative towards nobody. I don't do that. I got fucked up shit that's wrong with me. So what I look like talking about anybody? You know where I'm coming from? Let me say that. So like I said, we got into that debate and everything, got riled all up and all this, you know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, we all on a family page on Facebook. We had created, my daughter had created this family page for all the family. So it was like 50 people on that sucker. You know what I'm saying? We had 50 people on this page and 50 people on the other page. I'm talking about from California, Chicago, Detroit, Nebraska, Omaha, Atlanta, Kansas. We was all on chat talking to each other. So them niggas, I ain't gonna say nigga, my kinfolk, tried to, everybody looked up to him because he a pastor, you know what I'm saying? I'm an ex-street guy, you know what I'm saying? Who walked away from it, you know what I'm saying? So ain't nobody really gonna look at me because, a lot of these street guys out here make real street guys look like we evil and devilish and snakish and all kind of shit. So that's why I was getting judged that way instead of anybody asking me any questions. So man, that nigga, man, I said nigga again. Cut that out. Kinfolk got on the page, man, and told all my family members, y'all block him. Stop talking to him. I don't know. Y'all don't need to deal with him no more. And all this, man. So next thing I know, everybody started blocking me. All my family members on this page started blocking me. Everybody started blocking me. I even had one of my kinfolks trying to call me out, want to fight me. So, man, when I see you again, man, it's on. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, you don't know nothing about me, boy. That's what's wrong with y'all down there in Muskogee, man. It's too many. I ain't gonna say all of them, so let me say it the correct way. That's what's wrong with some of my kinfolks, not the outsiders, because the outsiders know who he is. Some of my kinfolks try to get still my brothers, my attention, and some of my other family members' attention by trying to make themselves look like they bigger and better than us. That'll never happen. But anyway, so like I said, he did all that. Told everybody to get off the page, man. Everybody stopped talking to me, blocked me off the page, man. So now when I had this big old dinner for my brother, they taking it out. I guess I don't know what they doing. Only they know why they doing it. My father and D-Dog's day is their day. They don't have nothing to do with me. You can hate me, you can dislike me, you can say fuck me or whatever you choose to do. It's your business. But on a day like that, like I say, that's my father and my daddy's day. My daddy and my brother's day, right? So to turn your back on a day that's not meant for me, it's meant for rest in peace to my pops and my bro. To turn your back, family members, to turn y'all's back on a day like that, to try to make me and get in my feelings or make me feel some type of way, man, and you call yourself a pastor, Man, it's crazy out here, man. You know what I'm talking about? It's very crazy. So this is the reason why, a lot of y'all don't understand why I speaks about positive energy a lot. I don't speak about nothing but God inside of me and positive energy. I didn't have the pastor turn on me. Not just him, turned his family and other family members against me over lies when we could have sat down at the table and talked about it and came down to an understanding on who the person that lied about everything. Because that's what a pastor's supposed to do. Sit everybody down at the table. The faith he have, the words he have, the understanding he should have about life should be able to be both parties should be able to sit down and come to an understanding of who said what and how it was said. Instead, a bunch of y'all family members want to say this: I talk too much. And here's my proof. I'm 51 without a felony. So if I talk too much, why the fuck I ain't never been locked up? And this is wise thoughts, wise moves, wise clues for you guys to be wise too. You know what I'm saying? Like and subscribe and leave me some comments. You know what I'm saying? I swear to God on my blood. And I'm up out of here. Ha ha.